Howdy, Sky Blue Fox here once again, and welcome back to Part 9 of Let's Play A Link to the Craft. Zelda has been recaptured by Aghanim, and as the mighty hero wielding the Blade of Evil's Bane, it's our duty to go save her. I mean, we do this all the time. It's The Legend of Zelda, and it's really rad. Those evil soldiers are really bad. I'm gonna shut up. But, the Master Sword replaces the Iron Sword, just as the Fighter's Sword replaces the Stone Sword. The Master Sword doesn't have quite as much punch as the upgrade in Link to the Past did. Aside from the fact that it can't shoot sword beams, which, while it is a bit of a disappointment, it's really just another limitation of Minecraft. If they could implement sword beams as like an enchantment, that'd be really cool. But for now, I'm not holding my breath. People with an eye for detail might notice that it has its more common Ocarina of Time style blue hilt instead of the Link to the Past style brown one with blue blade. I don't mind this because in a different Link to the Past texture pack that I most often use when playing Minecraft, I've repeatedly attempted to recolor the Master Sword into its brown hilt blue blade version, but it just looks really, really ugly. So I think you've done well in making it a blue hilt, iron-looking blade, Amarok. I think it looks fine. You don't need to make any changes to the swords. This dungeon is not really anything too special in both games. Like, I mean, it's cool and all, it's Hyrule Castle Revisited, except instead of going around the dungeons, dark, dank, smelly, blah, these are like really regal areas that you didn't see during your first trip through. There aren't that many new puzzles. There's a room where there's a key hidden under a pot. There's a room with some narrow platforms to stay on while fighting enemies. Aside from one puzzle, which I'll discuss when we get to it, this dungeon really does not introduce anything particularly new. If you count big maze rooms as new, then sure, we'll see big mazes in the Dark World a hell of a lot. But it's not really a puzzle, it's just a room type. But there really isn't too much to say. Most of this is really using your newfound Master Sword to cut a gigantic swath through all of the royal guards on your way to rescue Zelda. This room is a little bit annoying, but really it's only if you just blunder around in the dark. If you have decent enough vision in Minecraft darkness, since I know some people are able to function pretty well in Minecraft darkness. I don't know how, but they can. But really you just gotta find your way through, get the key, and then open the door. It's nothing particularly special or new. Like, I called Tower of Hera a breather between the Dark World and the other two Light World dungeons. This could be considered a bridge between the Light World and the Dark World as a whole. Which makes sense, since it is. But, again, there's really not too much to say about Hyrule Castle Revisited. It uses stuff that we've seen before. It does stuff that we will continue seeing. And, really, it's just your standard romp through a combat place. So just keep your hunger full. Keep places well lit if they need to be, and you'll be fine. Now, I guess I'll get on to the topic of the Dark World. Since I'm planning on showing the Dark World off in the extra video, along with one Light World area we have not explored yet, I'm going to save most of the Dark World commentary for the extra video. But I mentioned this in an earlier video. The Dark World is still being worked on. At the moment, he has simply taken the Light World and copy-pasted it. Some areas have already been changed. Hyrule Castle has already been replaced with the Pyramid of Power, and the area around the Eastern Palace has already been replaced with the big grassy hedge maze and the Palace of Darkness itself. But that's about it so far. I don't believe any of the Dark World specific interiors have been finished. I tried to cut my way into the Pyramid Fairy Pond so I could cheat and get the Golden Sword early, but instead of walking into a Fairy Pond room, I fell down into the underbelly and to my doom exploded to bits by 1,000 creepers. But that's really my fault. But none of the interiors are finished yet. It requires using the other texture packs since it's actually another part of the main world. It's not actually in the Nether, which I think is a good choice, personally. But we're pretty much at the end of the dungeon, so after this, I'll explain the one new puzzle in this place, and then we'll fight Agnahim. So here we go. And now I must go. But, this is the one new puzzle in Hyrule Castle Revisited. And this will show up in other dungeons. Most prominently in the third Dark World dungeon. I'm not sure what it's called. It's in the Dark World Forest, so I guess just Forest Palace. But, you see these curtains in the rooms. And in the third Dark World Palace, you will see vines in the rooms. You can cut these vines. There are doorways hidden behind these vines, or curtains. It doesn't happen too often, but it does show up sometimes, a little, in the Dark World. But now we're about to fight Agnahim, or Aganim. I don't know. But here we go. This is the last boss fight of the Light World, and thus this is sort of the swan song for this LP. The extra video will be the technical last video, since, as I said, I still have some areas to show off, some things to do. An item I forgot. Or technically didn't forget, but I'll show it off anyway. But I have to say, I enjoyed making the LP. It was a lot of fun. This map is a really great recreation, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what you pull off with the Dark World, Amarok. It was a lot of fun. This was a really good recreation. Just as enjoyable, if not more enjoyable, than Block to the Past because of the little touches. So you did a good job.